Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I just want to go over the DR, IDR using ICT Concepts. Of the last week's trading, there were 15 DR, IDR sessions. And I want to show you how successful DR, IDR is at calling the low of that session, okay? Or the high of that session, respectively. I know the person that calls himself TheMas7er, he says it's an 88% win rate, which it's not. The highest I've seen is 70 to 75%. Some days it goes a little to 75, others it drops down below 70%. And actually, there's an indicator. If you go to this one right here, DR IDR case study by Trade4Op, click on that. It will tell you the DR success rate, 64.9%, going back 77 sessions. Okay, and that's right up here. Okay, so you can tweak that all you want. So right now, this is last Sunday's overnight session. Okay, and when you see this dollar of money, that means that it was a confirmed DR, which means it trades and closes above the DR line. And you'll see a red triangle for below and a green one for above. That means it closed above. And then it doesn't trade below the low here in that session. That's a confirmed good positive DR session. That says that it will never come below this line during this session. Okay? That's what that means. So that is confirmed. Now, that's one. Here's the second one that's confirmed. Confirmed to the upside. It comes down here. The low it comes down here, but doesn't break these, so it stays above. That is again confirmed. Okay. This one right here. Let's move this down. This one I have is it's unconfirmed, so nothing's been confirmed. It stays in the range the whole time. So I don't count this towards the percentage because it's no trade, no directional bias one, so I just kind of excluded it from our 15 days. So now we're down to 14. Okay, then I come over here, and then when you see this icon, that means it was confirmed to the upside. It means it shouldn't break down here, and then what did it do? It broke down here. So this is where it's not confirmed, or it's confirmed, and then it violates the DR. So this would be a bad trade day. So DR, this is one for the bad. Okay, so if you're keeping track, you've got, of this day, you've got 2 winners and nothing, so you're 2 for 2. Now you're 2 for 3. This is 2 for 4. It confirmed to the downside, never came down, never came back up to the top. So this is confirmed up. And then you have another one that's confirmed to the downside, doesn't come up, comes into a fair value gap and the line. That would be your trade setup right there. On this one, your trade setup would have been this midway point up here. So we have a order block right here in the midpoint. It's a good point for DR to trade from. You can also trade from the IDR line right here into this fair value gap. It's nope, and right up. I think that trades up into that order block right here too. So that would be, those would be good. Come down here. Now this one, it's confirmed to the downside, but doesn't ever violate the top. So it's still a good DR session. Even though it doesn't give you any setups, it's still confirming that that is the high. Okay. This one, again, confirmed to the upside, and then trades down. So this is a bad one. Then you have this one, which is confirms the downside and then trades through. Doesn't close above, but I count that as a negative because it does go break through. It doesn't close above it. So technically you could probably call this a good one and a bad one. For me, for my way I trade DR, IDR, when I use it for directional bias, is if it comes up through at all, then it's no good for me. That's how I trade it. So then you come back to the next one where you have trades down to the downside and never closes above, which is good. Then you have this one which trades above and then comes down here to this order block and volume imbalance. Good trade to go up. So that's another good winner. And then this one right here, I'm going to try and get it all on the screen here. So this one trades up to the upside and then comes back down to this fair value gap, volume imbalance. You trade up, never crosses below, so that's a winner. This one it closes above and below and just kind of consolidates. But if you look at that, that's like 3 handles, 3 points of from IDR to IDR. It's a very small range. And then you have this one, just Fridays. Closes the upside, never closes above or below the bottom, so that's a winner. Then you have this one, which you gotta lower this big time. Closes the upside and doesn't, okay? Doesn't close back down here. So you have that. On trade setups, most of them are volume imbalances or fair value gaps, or the midpoints. On DR, IDR, I'll do a lesson on that later about where the good trade setups are. But I want to show you that total DR sessions is 15. There's 3 per day and there's 5 days, so that's 3 times 5 is 15. We won 10, so 10 of them had the green marks. They closed above and never traded below the low or the opposite side, IDR. We had 4 losers that confirmed to the top or bottom and then came and traded through the other end, which means 10 divided by 14 is 71.4% success rate, not 88%. Does that mean IDR is not good? No, 71% success rate on just being closing above and then this being the low, that's great. That means you know that if you take a trade somewhere in here and you're confirmed to the upside, let's say, for example, that you put your stop down here, and 71% of the time, 7 out of 10 times, your stop's never going to get hit. That's great. I'd take 71% all day long. All right, so that's last week's DR sessions and the success ratio.